So I know you guys were aware that there were dozens, if not hundreds, of anti-ICE walkouts of schools across America. We saw little kids walking out there with signs. We saw middle school. We saw high school. It was everywhere. So we're going to look at what this looked like, because this is absolutely insane. But as we know, there is a very specific reason as to why the Democrats are targeting children with this propaganda, lying to them about who ICE is and what that organization does. So we're going to look at that. We're going to look at who actually organized this, and we're going to look at some of the reactions to it, because there was one parent in particular that was not happy when she found out her daughter's school was doing this, and she had the perfect reaction to it. Every parent take note, and she went viral for it. But before we get too much further, I'm Outspoken Samantha. I appreciate you so much for being here. Please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for doing both of those things. So first, let's look at some of these flyers. This is specific to a school district. I'm not entirely sure. I believe it's in Minneapolis. So these are some of the flyers that were being distributed to organize this protest that happened on January 30th. This one says, ICE out, student walkout, justice for Alex Preddy, justice for Renee Good, Providence Public School District, January 30th at 1:30. And this was a flyer that they sent out beforehand to organize this protest. It says, not sure yet? Come learn together, bring friends, ask questions, and get informed. They should put it informed in quotation marks. At the student info and organizing meeting ahead of PPSD student walkout. Come out to New Urban Arts to prepare for Friday's ICE Out student walkout. For more info, DM us. And we're being told that these were student-led protests, but they were organized by adults. So as we know, these were organized by liberal teachers who watch CNN and MSNBC and have no idea what's actually going on in the world. And they're passing down that propaganda to these students. And of course, this is a very captive audience for them, because these students don't have anywhere to go unless you have emboldened your child to say, if you hear your teacher talking about this in your class, you have my permission to leave and call me and I will come pick you up. That is what I've told my children. But there's a lot of students who won't do that or have not been told to do that. So teachers know that they can pretty much say whatever they want in class, and their students have no choice but to sit and listen to them. So let's look at what some of these walkouts looked like. So this one, I believe, it was a video taken from a car as somebody was driving by, and you will notice that the students in this walkout are very, very young. So obviously they have no clue what's going on. So this is what we call grooming behavior. So we have these very young children who think that they are just participating in some kind of field trip activity with their teacher. They're just playing a fun game. They have no idea what's going on. And it's really gross, because these teachers absolutely know that. They know the age groups that they are working with, that they are impressionable, that it's easy to convince them of anything. So it makes them good targets to make sure that they can pass on that propaganda. This particular clip was from a high school in Georgia. So this is what this looked like. Now, interestingly, somebody posted the average academic success of this school. It says, overall testing rank bottom 50%, math proficiency 20%, reading proficiency 20%, science proficiency 23%. So it seems to me like they have things that they should be spending their time on. And again, these teachers know that, Or do they? Actually, because they're liberal, they think that political activism is the most important thing. And whether or not you actually get an education or know anything once you graduate from school is not really a priority, obviously. Now, if you think that your school might be exempt from this, if they're a religious school, you're wrong. This is a post by Reverend Jordan Wells. He says, breaking: students at elite Catholic high school Sacred Heart Prep in Atherton just walked out to protest ICE, brandishing F Trump and F ICE signs in the streets. School reportedly promoted the walkout, teachers planning to resign in fallout. Is this the Catholic Church's idea of moral leadership, vulgar signs, defiance, and leftist indoctrination on campus? Disgusting how our youth are being weaponized against faith and country. Now, obviously, to these kids in their brain, they think that this is something good. They think that they are participating in history. They think that they are part of something that is going to make their communities better. They have absolutely no idea what this is really about. And when they see teachers like this that are just so proud of what they're doing, they get confirmation of that behavior. So this is a teacher that posted a video just talking about how proud she was that her students walked out of their classrooms and used their time for education to walk down the street. And by the way, I have a question. Is that safe? And do these parents know that their students were doing this? Because in my day, when we were going to school, we had to get permission to leave the school for any reason, especially during class hours. If my parents had found out that we were outside standing on the side of the street with signs, they'd be really angry. And a lot of these parents were angry. There was one in particular, again, that we're going to talk about that was really angry about it. But again, is this safe? Because I don't think that it is. So here's this teacher's reaction.
They just left, but I don't know why it's making me so emotional. I guess because like being here in Seattle and being a teacher here in North Seattle specifically, there's not a lot of like Latino teachers at my school specifically, and seeing like our community and the community I teach and like being so supportive, it's really heartwarming. But yeah, middle school kids, they know that everything that's going on in this administration it's not okay.
No, they don't know what's going on. They know what their parents are telling them. They know what they hear on the news. They have no idea how to explore a different idea or maybe another view. They have no idea what the ICE organization is actually about. They have no idea that a lot of these teachers supported ICE like 5 years ago. And the job for ICE has not changed. What they do has not changed. They supported them when it was under an administration that they voted for. They supported everything that they did. They were for deportations. They were for a legal immigration system. They were for, the process of coming here the right way. They were in favor of all of that. But now, because they don't like the administration, or because Democrats specifically need illegal immigrants to get any support in this country, that's why they are now against deportations. Because if the deportations succeed, then their entire supportive base is going to be sent home, and they won't have enough people in this country that are citizens that actually support what they do. So, yeah, these kids have no idea. They're middle school kids. What they know is what you tell them. But in the midst of all the chaos, occasionally we do get these videos and we get these voices from young people who give us hope for the future. This young lady, her parents are definitely raising her right.
My school is doing an anti-ICE protest. Politics do not belong in school. You need to let law enforcement do their dang job. This is not okay. ICE protests turn into violence. Just about every single one of them. They are so violent. I'm scared for my own safety. This is ridiculous.
This student clearly knows more than her teachers. She is smarter than all of them put together. She should be in charge. But this is what it looks like when we are actually informing our kids and letting them know that in the classroom, you focus on the classroom material. It's not a place for politics. It's not a place for your teacher to rant and rave against the president that they don't agree with. It's not a place for them to go on an unhinged rant about whatever they heard on CNN this morning. It's not a time to waste classroom time for that. And the test scores and the academic scores prove that. I don't think our kids have even recovered from all of the time that the schools were closed down during COVID. That, recovering that should be the focus. So this is a mom who went viral for what she did when she found out that her daughter's school was participating in this. She did not hold back. So if you want to take notes on what you do, if you find out that your kid's school and their teachers are wasting time on this and putting their kids at risk by marching them out of the school and letting them line the streets and run around everywhere with like minimal supervision without permission from their parents to do so, and wasting class time on pushing the teacher's specific political beliefs, all of that wrapped into one, this is what you do.
This is my daughter's middle school. Being allowed to protest ICE agents, disrupting traffic, having everyone honk. I'm pulling my child from school today. I'm here to pull my child from the school right now. I'm here to pull Rex from the school district.
Do you want to withdraw it?
Yep. This is unbelievable. I can't believe my kid is in this environment right now. I'm blown away. Can she be brought down to the office right now, please?
Again, if we have everybody out there, we'll get her.
I'm blown away. The mother?
Yeah. Well, so I can explain to you what we're.
This is disrupting traffic and my child's education.
Can you sign her out and then if you could double check?
I need to see my kid.
Yeah, we have to.
Okay. When she's down here, I will sign. Are you serious?
Because there's unfortunately some parental agreements where
Every time I bring it in, she doesn't check it because she knows me. That's interesting.
That's okay. I just want to make sure Erica.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get it for you. We're just erring on the side of caution on this side.
Yeah, this is it. What about the other side? What about my family?
Jason's last name. I understand.
This is amazing. I walked up, I was getting booed by every single student. By the way, I'm making that known. Because I didn't honk, I pulled up to make sure everyone was okay.
Could you please send Remington Gates to the office?
You want to come back and talk?
Absolutely not.
Did we already get your student?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
I mean, we called for him and everything else?
She's on her way.
Okay. Will you go make sure? Can you just
7th grade.
She gets from stairs to here?
Absolutely.
Yep, Maddie.
And I want to be escorted to there because every single student booed me because I pulled up here, rolled down my window. Is everything okay? What's going on? To run into this? I didn't honk. I parked as soon as I walked up. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a huge problem, guys. I cannot believe that my child is in this environment right now. I'm ashamed and I'm embarrassed as a parent and as an adult. Wow, I thought my kid was safe here.
So there was a longer version of that video posted online. It was about 10 minutes long, but she gets her kid out of the school. She gets in the car. She gets emotional because she's just, I'm sure the adrenaline is there and just the emotion. But she just told her daughter, like, I don't care. I will send you to any school you want to go to. I don't care if I have to pay for it, but we are not staying in this environment because clearly the teachers and the administration do not care about your safety. They don't care about your education. They're putting this before the things that actually matter at your age. They're putting you at risk. They're taking away from your progress for their political agenda. That is far more important to them than what you need right now while you're here in the school with them. As we know, there is a reason that the Democrats are specifically targeting children with this stuff. We know that this was how, if we're talking about 1930s and 40s Germany, how they got kids to join Schmittler's Youth, how any authoritarian fascist regime gains power and keeps it for decades to come. You've got to get the kids. You've got to target them with this stuff because this stuff is not propaganda to them if you teach it to them young. It just is what it is. So I asked this question to ChatGPT, just specifically, like, why do these type of regimes and government systems, when they want to gain power, why do they target kids specifically? So let's just go through it. It's a short answer because kids are the easiest minds to shape and the longest return on investment. Authoritarian systems, whether communist, fascist, or some hybrid strongman state, don't just want obedience now. They want loyalty baked in for life. Children are perfect for that. Here's why it's such a common playbook. Number one, kids haven't built mental defenses yet. Children don't have the life experience or skepticism to push back. If the state controls what they're taught before they learn how to question, the ideology feels like common sense rather than politics. By the time they're adults, it's just how things are. 2, early beliefs stick hard. Psychologically, ideas learned in childhood become identity level beliefs. If the regime becomes part of a child's sense of right and wrong, loyalty feels moral, not coerced. Disloyalty starts to feel like betrayal, not disagreement. 3, schools are captive audiences. Authoritarian regimes love centralized systems. State-run education means a guaranteed pipeline. Curriculum, teachers, youth groups, songs, rituals, uniforms. It's propaganda with attendance taken. 4, children can be turned into enforcers. This is the darkest part. When kids are taught that loyalty to the state comes before loyalty to family, the regime gains internal surveillance for free. History is full of examples where children were encouraged to report parents for wrong thoughts. 5, it crowds out competing loyalties. Family, religion, culture, and community all compete with the state for authority. Indoctrinating kids early weakens those bonds. The goal isn't just belief, it's dependency. 6, it normalizes power and fear. When children grow up surrounded by slogans, portraits, chants, and rituals, authoritarian control feels normal instead of alarming. They never experience an alternative, so repression doesn't register as repression. 7, it future-proofs the regime. Adults can resist, rebel, or remember a freer past. Kids don't. If you control the children, you don't need to constantly reconquer society. You just wait. That's why free societies obsess over parental rights, pluralism, free speech, and decentralized education. Once a government decides children belong to the state more than to their families, you're already most of the way to authoritarianism. It's not about education, it's about ownership of the future. And who have we seen put politics before family? Who have we seen attack parental rights the most and refer to children in these schools as belonging to the community? Obviously, targeting children is not just about what ICE is doing. We've seen them target them with feminism, with trans ideology, with anti-Christian beliefs, with anti-Semitism. All of these things are intentionally targeted at children when they're young because then it becomes normal to them. It's grooming behavior. Grooming is not just about sexualizing children. It's normalizing things that you want deeply implanted in their psyche so that they never question it, and that questioning it actually feels wrong. So that is where we are at. We are seeing the downfall of America happen from the bottom up and from the inside out. And of course, like I said, that obviously includes targeting children. In fact, I think it primarily includes targeting children. In this specific case, they are being brainwashed to believe that deporting people that come into our country illegally is equivalent to the Gestapo. Just like their liberal, brainwashed teachers believe it. So they've got to pass that down. And of course, we know that that's not true, but children are not going to know that that's not true, especially if their peers believe it, if the people that are supposed to be educating them believe it, if the people that they see as authority figures believe it. And so obviously, it's very difficult to fight against, but awareness is key. You've got to know that this stuff is going on, and you've got to be talking to your kids about it and give them a game plan if this stuff starts to come up in their classrooms. Tell them that it's okay for them to walk out. Tell them it's okay to leave. Tell them that they need to call you and you will come pick them up immediately, and they will not get in trouble regardless of how mad it makes their teacher. And then obviously you need to expose them to things that help them think critically about what they are being taught, and teach them things that make sense, and teach them how to use their own brain against these ideas. And of course, we know an expert at doing that was Charlie Kirk. And as you guys know, we always end with a video of his. So I would love to hear your thoughts about all of this in the comments below. Please, again, be sure to hit the like button on this video and subscribe to my channel. Here is that Charlie Kirk video in closing, like we always do. Keep it real, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
What is the difference between democracy and a constitutional republic? There are big differences. In a democracy, the majority always wins with almost no breaks and no slowdowns of a check and balance system to protect freedoms and liberties. In a constitutional republic, the government starts with certain truth claims that are transcendent and irrefutable. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. The government is here to promote the general welfare, things of this nature. A democracy does not usually have the same kind of separation of powers. A true, actual democracy.
Yeah, we're not a pure democracy.
Right, but the word itself is not in any of our founding documents, and it was actually talked about negatively.